Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the private server Everlasting. We're with our Scrapper, who's only 29,000 XP, which is a handful of lieutenants and maybe a boss away from gaining level 37. And we have 20 million influence, but I wanted to show you guys something I have now in a bunch of enhancements that I can't use that I'm going to sell. I have I'm on the third page, so I have 22 of them. So first of all, let's count how many are SOs and how many are DOs. So this is 7 SOs, right? You can tell that they have the same symbol all the way around, in this case the gear symbol. And then if they're half and half, like half lines and half gear, that's half science, half tech. And this is the sort of curly one is mutation and science. So we've got 7 SOs and 3 DOs here. And this one, this is a DO. That's an SO. These are all SOs except these 2, right? So we have 15 and 5. And then 2, and then 1 DO and 1 SO here. So you have 16 SOs and 6 DOs. So that tells you what the ratio is at this level. You get a lot of SOs. What I want you to do is see how much influence these are worth. We have 20,235,000. When we sell all of these, we have 20,428,000. So we got like 200,000 influence just from selling the dropped enhancements for the last few missions. So that just shows you how much influence you can make, and it shows you why when you get into the higher levels, influence isn't a problem, because you get so many SOs, right? And you can, if they're not your origin, like even if I wanted to use SOs, I couldn't slot those because they're science and I'm natural. You can sell a lot and make a lot of influence doing that. Alright, so now we're going to go to Brickstown. We have this mission to recover the stolen blood from the Richti. So we're in this sort of organ grinders story arc, right? Well, we don't have any clues yet, but we will once we get going. And so we're now in the organ grinder story arc, and we're going to head over here. And I would have brought you guys in when I was at the mission door, but I just wanted to show as an example just exactly how much influence you can get just from selling SOs that drop. That doesn't even count selling salvage on Wentworths or whatever. And of course we get lots of influence from defeating bosses and stuff like that. So what are we doing here? We gotta go underneath. Let's see. We gotta get underneath. And there's a hill here? Yeah. So we gotta get down here. Nope. Other side maybe? Huh. Okay, how do I get down there? Well, I guess I should have brought you guys in at the mission door, so now I'm going to be wandering around looking for how do I get down there. Does this lead down? This leads down. Yep. This isn't the right way either. It's in here, 32 feet away. So now I'm going to have to go to the other side. So there must be something over here. Guys, I have no idea how to get down there. So I may have to just delete this video and bring you guys back when I figure out how to get down there, because I don't know how to get down there. It's right there. But there doesn't seem to be any way to get down. I mean, you come down here, and there's nothing. There's no way to get through. So how the heck... Oh. Ah. There we are. Come on. There we are. Okay, this looks like a sewer mission, so we put on our sewer outfit and head in. All those guns you hear, those are like prisoners and cops shooting at each other. Alright, so switch to combat jump, and here we go. We have to find 7 lots of blood. Rick D. How you doing, guys? Yeah, so one of the issues with putting it up to a much higher level is those cuts that hit you do a lot more damage. Right? Because the damage is by level. So higher level guys are going to do more damage to you per hit. Right? And they're going to hit you a lot more often too. So, clue found. Found some blood bags. This is going to be a big mission. And you can tell that 2 ways. One is just the size of the map, if you look at how far we still have to go, but also the other is with 7 things to find. It's going to be pretty spread out, and it's going to be a big map. Okay, and now the lieutenant. So this will probably be the only mission that I do, given that it took me a while to find it, because I'm a moron. One of the things, guys, I do want to say, in my own defense, and I'm not trying to be too defensive, but one of the things I do want to point out is I'm trying not to waste your time, the viewer's time, and so, you know, sometimes I'm like rushing to try to get into the mission just so that I'm not wasting a bunch of time just on transit, which I assume people probably don't want to watch. But by rushing around, that often means that you miss stuff. So I probably would have noticed how to get in here if I had not been narrating and not been rushing, you know. But because I was trying to, you know, get into the mission so that the audience wouldn't have to watch me blundering around looking for it, I was rushing, and that made me blunder around looking for it even more. So I apologize for that, but that's one of the consequences of narrating while you're doing a Let's Play. I assume, however, that you guys would rather hear narration. Come on. Okay. I thought it wasn't selecting it, but it was. I just didn't see it. I assume you guys would rather hear narration than not. Gosh, these guys. Alright, there we go. You know, I assume you wouldn't want me to just be silent through the whole video. I sure wouldn't want to watch a Let's Play where the person is just not talking. Conscript. It's funny, a lot of times the conscripts come through the portals, but sometimes you do see them in the regular spawns too. Also, you know, I feel like maybe I'm wrong, right? This could just be an incorrect memory, but I feel like once the portal guys, once the communication officers set up a portal, I could have sworn that you had to blow the portal up, right? That we used to actually deselect the communication guys and try to take the communication guys, and then we used to have to pound on the portal. It's targetable, but there's no point to targeting it because you get rid of it once you. Now there's no point to targeting it because you get rid of it once you defeat the communications officer. But I feel like in the original version of the game, you had to actually take out those portals on purpose, right? And so I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I feel like I remember. I remember things wrong sometimes, so I could be incorrect. But that's just my memory. Gotta open the door now. Okay. And now the monkey. Okay, so then we've got these things. So we have 4 blood samples to go. So there's nothing over here. right? Just clean that up on the map. So then the question is, oh, by the way, guys, I'm on groups a lot. If you're watching and you see me like filling in the map and you're thinking, oh my god, I wouldn't want this guy in my group because he always has to fill in the map. I don't do this when I'm on groups, right? Unless I'm with somebody that I know is also as OCD about clearing entire maps as I am. My old super group, we all used to be, so we all used to fill in the maps, and they're actually the guys who taught me to do that, right? To make sure that every possible dead end is marked so you don't have to come back, right? You come up here and it marks this little notch so you know it's a dead end, right? And so, I mean, it was actually my old super group. Everybody used to do that. So if I'm on a group like that, then, you know, if I'm on a group with people like that, then obviously I would, but when I team up with people who don't do that, I just go with whatever they're doing. I don't have to like clear off every little bit of the map. I just do it by myself because when you're with a group and you have to find 4 more stolen blood samples, well, as a group you can do it much more quickly. You're much less likely to miss something, like I have several times where I have to go back 2 levels to find something I missed. If you're with a group, somebody else will have seen it, heard it, or noticed it, and so you don't have to, you're not as likely to have that happen, right? And so, oh, alright, so we're level 37 now. This will make the rest of the mission pretty easy. I'm going to go ahead when I get out and pick a couple more slots for my power, so we get 3 more slots, and then there's 1 more level until we get our last secondary power, Elude, and then we'll have all of our powers in that I want. I'm not going to probably get Crippling Axe Kick, as I've said many times, I don't like it. I don't like the animation. There's a glowy. Come on, click. 3 blood samples to go. Okay, this guy's just infantry. I was trying to make sure there wasn't a comm officer or a guardian here. You can see even level is just no challenge at all at this point. 2 blood samples remain. There's a comm officer. I think after we level, I'm going to go ahead and set the missions on +2. This means we will face a lot of +3s. That's going to be very hard. But I want the challenge, and we're not really getting much of a challenge right now. So I think it's worth going ahead and buffing it up 1 more. The alternative would be to leave it at this level and increase it to a group size of 2 or 3, but I'm not sure that that's worth doing, because it's just going to add more minions to the spawns. I mean, I guess it could be worth a trial. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, the advantage of that is they won't be harder to hit. It will be more challenging because more of them will be swinging at us and stuff, but they won't be harder to hit. So we might want to try that too. I'm just not really sure. We got to do something to buff it, because the level +1s, even when it gives us a lot of +2s, is just not quite challenging enough anymore. And there's the last refrigerator. Now I'm stuck in here. Let me pull out of here for a sec, just so you can see. Okay. So we got the last blood sample, and we got a couple more Rick D left that I'm going to go ahead and beat up on. Just 3 Rick D. Okay. use this guy. I'm surprised this wasn't as big as I thought because it was more vertical and there wasn't anything on the sides. Okay, so now that we're out, we're going to head to Talos Island. We're going to do it the easy way. I'm just going to use Ouroboros. Is there... And we're just going to head there. And if you haven't seen me do this before, this just gets us to this area, and then this thing is automatically linked to certain zones, one of which is Talos Island. And Talos Island is where I like to level just because it's right there by the train station. So it's right here with Luminary. Train up to a new level of power. And next level. So I'm going to finish Evasion and get another one on Eagle's Claw. And away I go. Alright, so another question is, do we have enough to make 2 defenses, and what do we need? We're going to need, 2 defenses, right? Level 35 or above, and 1 damage. So, let's see, in terms of recipes, hide, unknown recipes, and recipes meeting ingredients. So we do have we can get a level actually 40 damage, and we don't seem to have a defense buff. So we're going to have to purchase that. So let's see. Let me head to Steel Canyon, and I'll go ahead and change back to my regular costume. So I'm going to head to Steel Canyon, we'll go to the university. There are other ways to do this, of course, but I just want to show you sort of the generic way. If you don't have a supergroup base or whatever, then this is just the easiest way to do it. Because everything's right in this little zone down here. There's the vault here if you need it. We should need our vault. And then there's the university is right here next to Wentworth, so if you find you need to go and get some salvage, you can just run over there and grab it. Okay, so defense buff. So let's see. Let's go to invention. No, workbench. And defense buff. Level 40. So we have one level 35 that we can use. We just need a rune. And then we can buy a level 40. So we can add a level 35 and a level 40. The difference is 22% versus 23% for defense. It's not that big of a deal which one you have at this level. So we need, it looks like we have 1 rune and we're going to need 4, so we're going to need 3 runes. And then for damage we have a 40, so we're going to go ahead and create that. And we will add this to Eagle's Claw, which means if we look at the detailed info, it'll do 171 damage every time it hits, and then it'll do an extra 171 damage if it crits. And that means that it's already like better than Storm Kick or Thunder Kick when they're fully enhanced, so that's pretty good. I do want to make sure now with the defense buff. We also need alchemical silver. This is why I checked this. We need, looks like we're going to need 2 of those, so we need 3 runes and 1 alchemical silver. And that should be no problem. The runes and the alchemical silver are regular, sort of common salvage, so they're not that hard to get. So if we go to salvage, invention, alchemical silver, and they cost about 700, so we'll offer 1,000. That should get it automatically for me. Let's make the offer. And we got that. Oh, okay, and these are things that I am trying to sell, and I guess they didn't sell. Okay, and then the other thing we need is a rune. And again, we should be able to get those for 1,000. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I am full up on salvage, so I'm going to have to sell something. Oh, Lord. Okay. So, actually, let me sell all 4 of these. Runebound armor. And I'll just sell them for 250, I don't care. Just to get rid of them. And then I can get these 3. How's my inventory full? What happened? Why am I not 4? Post. Okay. I don't know what happened there. We'll get those 3. And we will head back to the college. And this is why I do this right here, because it's right there. So we'll head back to the college and we will invent our defense buffs. And we should be good to go. So 135 and 140. And we add them here. And so now, if you look at our defenses, when we turn on combat jump, we have 32% ranged and melee, and now 36% AoE. So, we have gone from AoE being our worst defense to it being our best, and that's because of these set bonuses that we have, right? So somewhere over here, we have a defense bonus to here, AoE, huge increase AoE fire cold defense bonus, and that is what is helping us there. Okay guys, I think that worked pretty well. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We're now fully enhanced to level 37, and so all of our defenses are in, except for the last one, which is Elude, and that will need to be slotted in the late 30s and early 40s. We also want to put 2 more slots on Eagle's Claw, probably at level 39. And then we'll be mostly done with our defenses. It's only Cobra Strike and possibly Dragon's Tail and Focus Chi that we got to work on. And all of our defenses are basically done, except for the one we haven't taken yet. So we're going really well. Things are going really well for this character. I'm pretty happy with this build. And I hope you will join me next time for City of Heroes.